Are we ready for the wave of foreclosures? Are people going to be losing their houses? Is this going to impact the economy, the housing market? I'm Keri White, real estate agent in Los Angeles, and I'm always talking about the ins and outs of the Los Angeles real estate housing market as it impacts buyers, sellers, and investors. So if you haven't seen this channel before, make sure you subscribe, and thanks for tuning in. We'd love to give back. So with foreclosures, what's going on with them with forbearance? And it's actually interesting to see on an aggregated level, the economy is remaining rock solid despite the COVID-19 pandemic. Interesting, right? That's from the president and CEO of CoreLogic. Now, the forbearance itself is actually leveling off, and you'll see in this graph we're putting up. In May, we had 4.76 million people in active forbearance, and then now at the end of August, we are at a 3.9 million number. So it's dropped by almost 1 million people that are in active forbearance. And it's important to note that when this first hit, there were a lot of homeowners that decided not to pay their mortgage just because they could. And then when they changed the rule to say that it was going to impact your credit, that you had to pay your mortgage back on the end of your loan, people said, oh, okay, I'll actually pay. There was a large percentage of people that decided not to pay their mortgage that actually could afford to. So we saw a big spike up in March and April, and then people started paying again in May. Now, we like to look at foreclosures or distressed sales now as compared to previous years. If you look at this chart here, in January 2012, 35% of home sales were distressed sellers. And you can see that this line has slowly gone down every single year. Right now, in 2020, there is 1% of properties selling that are distressed, foreclosure or short sale. Why is that? That's because so many homeowners have a ton of equity in their homes. Now, we'll put up this slide here. The percentage of homeowner equity in 2020, 42% of people own their properties outright. So even with people, they obviously don't have a mortgage to pay, so they will not have any issues. And then we show 60% of people have more than 20% equity in their homes. So you're looking at the majority of American homeowners with more than 20% of equity in their homes. So even if they are impacted right now with not being able to pay their mortgage, they will be able to sell and still be above water. It's also really important to look at the Affordability Index. Those shopping for a home right now can afford 10% more than they could a year ago, and that's due to interest rates. Interest rates are so important to the home purchase environment because you get more bang for your buck when they're this low. Now, when we look at some of the predictions, they are saying that there's a forecast of existing home sales to ramp up 5.8 million in the second half, which would be an expected rebound, would bring the full year level of existing home sales to 5.4 million. Home sales will ramp up again next year, increasing about 8 to 12%. Now, we are expecting to see things slow down a bit with this election coming up, and anything that doesn't happen then, any home buyers that are not purchasing then, hello, 2021, they will be back in the market. If you have any questions at all, remember, comment below and I will definitely respond. And don't forget to like and say hello. Cheers, guys. We will see you next week on Keri TV.